Previously on The Adventure Zone.
I will take the navigational yarn.
And it's a magical ball of golden yarn that helps the user find their way.
I want to get the Slapsidian. It's an obsidian blade resembling an ornate bracelet. I also want to get the monocle of misdirection. You may use this item to gain advantage on deception and insight checks.
I want jar of bees.
It's a jar of bees. The centaurs of the valley believe that by splitting the apple, they can read the future in the shape of the sea. The centaurs of the woods believe that by burning the apple, they will please the spirit of the Scarlet Woods. The two of them do not trust each other or like each other. We have set up a few magical tripwires to let us know if they approach the apple. She showed up shortly before you did, Althea. I'm just here to watch and listen. So, when last we left the Thundermen LLC, we had just arrived at the camp of the Centaurs of the Scarlet Woods, and you'd found Althea there, and we're going to pick right back up where we left off. So Malwen the Strong, the leader of the Centaurs of the Scarlet Woods, turns to you and says, so what can the Centaurs of the Scarlet Woods do for you to help with your investigation? I'm also, this is Travis. I have no idea if this is what Malwen sounded like last time, but it is now.
Welcome to running a Dungeons and Dragons game. Make it up and just sound confident. No one has to know. You're just one guy with just one brain. The weight of the world on your shoulders.
Have there been years where the apple was like undersized or not quite as
a little gamey?
There were years where the spirit of the Scarlet Woods was not as pleased. The apple must have been in some way lacking. Then had bad weather that year.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That is rare.
I think the three of us will go have a discussion with the spirit of the woods and just sort of see where they're at, explain to them our sort of apple crisis. Maybe you'll still get the apple, maybe you won't, but it's nice to know, won't it? Just sort of where they're at.
If you could meet with the spirit and get some kind of direction or guidance from them, that would be amazing.
Cool. So is there like a magic tree we have to knock on to make them come out?
Well, the spirit of the Scarlet Wood resides in the Scarlet Woods, about a 3-hour ride from here.
Oh, horseback ride or?
Oh, I guess yes for you.
Oh, right. Yes, it's all. I suppose it's all horseback.
Althea rises from the table and says, well, it seems like you boys have got this all under control. But if you need to talk or, I don't know, if there's anything I can do for you, just come find me.
Althea, may I speak with you privately?
Yes, of course. Do you want to step over with me to my tent? And she, holds the flap and ushers you in. And she says, yes, is everything okay?
You know that I cannot tell an untruth, so I will ask this directly. Did you hear our conversation with Higgelmus?
No.
I'm going to roll insight.
Okay.
We got a 17 plus 4, 21.
Everything about what her body language, her eye contact, just the tone of her voice makes you think that she is completely sincere.
Okay. So she's either telling the truth or an extremely, extremely good liar.
Is the bug still functioning?
Oh, yes, of course. It channels to this crystal. I brought it in case you needed it.
I would very much like this crystal.
And she hands it over to you. I will choose my words carefully, remembering that you cannot tell a lie. Is there something you want to tell me?
No.
Okay. I am here for you. I want you to think of me as a friend.
This is something that must be earned, yes?
Yes.
This crystal you have given, this is a good start.
Well, I'm glad. I want you to be able to trust me.
Do you have any advice on our mission? It seems very challenging.
You examined the tree, yes?
Yes, it seemed perfectly normal. Almost too normal.
Yes. There's no dirt. It hasn't grown in as long as anyone can remember. Why would it change now?
I have been wondering this. Have you had dealings with centaurs?
Oh, yes. In my travels, I've worked with centaurs before.
I barely understand my roommates. What can you tell me of the centaur nature?
I will give you one piece of information. There was a time when Malwyn, the leader of the Centaurs of the Scarlet Woods, and Arcturus, the leader of the Centaurs of the Valley, were engaged to be married. But
it did not go well?
No. There reached a point in the marital negotiations where it had to be decided whose herd would be joining whose, and neither one was willing to cede leadership of the herds to the other.
And you have checked around for a second magic apple, right?
I don't have much in the tent. If it was under the bed
it's
or...
just that yours sounds very complicated. The intrapersonal is really more of a territory of human resources.
I see. If you're interested in magic and talking about the magic of the apple, you might speak with Calhain.
Calhain has the second apple. The case is solved.
No, Calhain is Malwyn's...
Argo!
Malwyn's magic...
I have solved the mystery!
No, Calhain
I'm
is...
very proud of you. You're a good Firbolg.
Arrest Calhain
No, Calhain
for
is...
the theft of the second apple.
No, Calhain is just...
Thank you for your service to this case.
Calhain is just
I
Malwyn's
will take my
magical
leave
advisor.
in the morning.
No, it's... Okay.
Please fill out this comment card.
No, Calhain is just Malwyn's magical advisor.
Argo, release Calhain. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I apologize. It was a prank. I was pulling a prank.
Oh,
Okay.
it's all good. It's fun. I like doing a role play with you. That was fun.
That was Calhain.
10% off.
That is not how Calhain sounds.
it's
Thunderman
me.
Services.
Hey, it's me, Calhain.
Calhain!
All right, I'm going to add something to the conversation. We keep talking about finding a second apple, and don't we really need 3 apples? I mean, think about it. If we were to ultimately keep everybody happy, it'd be give an apple to one centaur tribe, give an apple to the other centaur tribe, and still take 1 apple back to...
Let me assuage your fears and confusion, Argo Keen, CCO, beloved CCO. You're going to steal that apple. One way or another, by hook or by crook, you're going to acquire that apple in a way that hopefully no one will see or notice, as is your custom. The question is what happens after that. Because if that happens and we have not sort of satisfied the client on both sides of things, there will be outright war between these two herds. And that doesn't sit like we're bad guys, but that's capital B and A and D bad. We need you to steal that apple and then everybody else be like, where'd the apple go? Who cares? We have all these other awesome sort of things going on. The apple is old news. So there's not going to be 3 apples. There's going to be 1 and then 0 by way of your actions.
So the Firbolg has returned from his meeting with Althea and has rejoined the other Thundermen.
I believe we should talk with this spirit of the Scarlet Woods.
Road trip. let's mount up. This big bag of combos isn't going to eat itself. It's pepperoni pretzel.
You know the way to my heart.
Through combos?
Well, because centaurs are the ultimate combo.
I think that we can... Wow. Oofa doofa. Physical reaction on that one.
So you get a good night's sleep. You borrow some sturdy mounts from the centaurs, and you arrive after about 3 hours. That's horrible.
That's so
Horrific.
bad.
You arrive at the location that was drawn for you on the map by Malwyn, and what you find is a ceremonial fire pit built in the middle.
I would like to investigate to see if I can, if there's any remnants of previous burnings.
Sure, go for it.
14.
There's no discernible remnants.
Can I also do detect magic real quick?
There is definitely a charge of magic in this clearing.
Okay.
This is stupid, but I just yell like, "Hello, spirit!"
All three of you make a perception check for me.
Ooh, that's good. 21.
Nice.
15.
Rolled a nat 20.
So I'm going to say all of you are able to perceive that when you begin calling out in this area, there is an increased breeze, not dramatic, and you, Argo, hear blow in the breeze.
Hello, of whom do I have the pleasure of addressing?
The wind whips through the trees now and says, I believe you know who I am. What have you brought me?
Give him the combos.
Do you like road snacks? It's not really an apple. In fact, it's kind of the opposite food of an apple. And I feel like a real boob right now.
There's no answer.
That's a no on the combo.
All three of you make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not good.
Fair. It's fair.
11.
17 plus 1, 18.
This is not going to be good. 8 plus 1, that's a 9.
Both of you take 9 points of psychic damage.
Ooh, shit.
Me?
No, you saved.
You saved.
Yeah, nice. I apologize for my compatriots.
The wind begins to specifically circle you, and you hear the whisper in your ear, What have you brought me?
A question.
Ooh.
What do you want other than the apple?
What will you trade me for the answer? I demand sacrifice. I know what you can trade me. The truth.
About what?
You. And then I will tell you the truth about me.
I will give you the truth of myself. I will not give you the truth of others.
Excellent. And you feel pressure behind your eyes for a moment, and your vision goes white, and then suddenly images flash through your head. Images of you being found in your home with things you are not supposed to have. Images of them turning their backs on you. And when it's all done, you find that you are on your knees. Yes, now I understand. And now you will understand. It becomes clear to you that what this spirit wants is the things that are desired by others, things that are unique, things that are important. It's not about the giving. It's about the giving up.
Did you, Firbolg, did you find out anything?
What it wants is sacrifice.
So you arrive back at camp now armed with that information. Who would you like to talk to now? What would you like to investigate?
Maybe Calhain?
Okay. You head to Calhain's tent and you hear a voice say, yeah, come in. You enter and you find pretty much exactly what you'd picture as like a wizard's tent.
How's his cloak game?
It's pretty good. It doesn't quite fit him. It looks like maybe it was off the rack.
Oh, I just threw up.
Hey, listen, Calhain, good to see you. Argo Keen, I'm sure you've investigated this whole apple thing. Have you come up with any reason why there's only one this year instead of two?
The only thing I can think is maybe there's some kind of cycle.
Has that ever happened before?
Not as far as the centaurs know. I've only been working with Malwyn for like the last couple of months.
Can I roll an insight check? Something weird about this dude. I got a 16.
He seems uncomfortable discussing the fact that he does not know why there's no apple.
What is Calhain's position here?
Magical advisor.
Calhain is in one magic user to another. And by the way, these pewter figurines are off the chains, my man. I know. I feel like you know a little bit more than you're letting on.
Can I level with you guys? I'm at a complete loss. What do you guys know? Maybe we can like compare notes?
No. You're sorry, man. The vibe's all wrong.
I wish to know the tree.
Yes.
Does it ever change?
This is the centaur's log, and every year they draw the tree on one side and then list the events on the other. And as he flips through, you can see that it is exactly the same. The tree has not grown in hundreds of years.
While you're engaging him in conversation, could Argo take a quick sneak peek, just really check out the surroundings?
The question is, are you trying to do it stealthily, or do you care if he sees you looking around?
No, I want to do it stealthily.
Roll a stealth check.
13 plus 10. That's 23.
Man, that's so good. Roll your investigation check.
That is a 10 plus 3. That's 13.
It's not hard for you to kind of spot a diploma from Wiggenstaff School for Heroism and Villainy.
Oh, by the way, I see that you're a fellow alum.
Oh, yes. I graduated about 10 years ago.
Hero, villain, sidekick.
Yeah, I was a hero.
What'd you specialize in?
Magic.
So you know then that we're here from the school and we're trying to get a good grade.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I am Sir Fitzroy Maplecourt, Knight in Absentia of the Realm of Good Castle.
Pleasure to meet you. And he sticks out his hand.
The fact that the hand thing, you know what? I'll bones it. I bones it. Oh, the least amount of contact that you could possibly get with a bonesing. Listen, Calhain, let's just say that something stinks. The three of us? You don't want to. Either you start talking or we're going to hurt you. Is this anything?
I am terrified.
Yes, thank you.
I'm standing in the background twirling my daggers, just, idly. I toss the dagger up, catch it by the handle, start cleaning my nails with it, and, give him this look.
You know what, Dan? Make a dexterity check.
Oh,
Talk shit, get hit.
You really want to go against me on dexterity? Okay, that's a nat 20.
You do it,
Plus
and it
7.
fucking rules.
Plus 7.
It's so cool. And he says, I'll tell you this. I don't think the fact that the tree only sprouted one apple is a natural occurrence.
Yeah.
I think someone's behind it.
Who?
Oh,
I don't know.
he who smelt it dealt it.
Who would gain from this? Come on.
Arturus has been itching for a fight ever since Malwyn left him. At least that's what Malwyn says. And so maybe he's trying to start a war.
If it is a war he wants, then we shall work to prevent that most undesirable outcome.
Oh, crap.
What?
Oh?
I just had a... Okay. Hey, listen, good talking to you, but
you.
we gotta go. Okay, fellas?
Yeah, let's go, I guess. Thanks.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, good seeing you.
All right, we're going. What was the reason for your hasty exit?
What you just said there inspired me. What if we have to get Malwyn and Arturos back together as like a couple? Maybe that's what we're supposed to be doing. Maybe we've got to get Malwyn and Arturos so that they're one group and then take it from there. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but we just talked to some boring bad wizard for 5 minutes. And I think at some point I did threaten to hurt him. And so I don't know why you think that we would be up for sort of marriage counseling.
Where are you guys at right now?
We're just outside Calhain's tent, I think.
As you're waiting outside, you see Althea coming. Fitzroy, your chest starts to feel tight.
Oh my God. Anyone else feeling this?
It's difficult to breathe. It feels like someone is pushing on your eyeballs. And Althea says, "Oh, God, are you okay? What's happening to you?"
I think it's a heart attack. It's bad.
Althea puts her hand on your chest and says, "Lay down, lay down, lay down." And she closes her eyes for a moment and her hand glows. And she says, Oh no, you've been cursed. Fitzroy, you have been cursed. It is hard to breathe. It feels like there's an invisible weight pressing on your entire body all at once. And it just keeps getting heavier. Althea is trying to talk to you, but you can barely understand the words. You catch phrases here and there. Argo, Firbolg, Althea turns to you. Where were you guys this morning?
We were talking to a spirit.
Who did you come in contact with?
Calhain.
Yes, the bad magician.
Okay, wait. Don't say anything else. Fitzroy, I don't know the specifics of this curse, and so I can't stop it. But I can help, but you have to stay with us. You have to fight. And Fitzroy, these words are lost on you, because that's not where your mind is. Your mind is back at your first day at Clyde Knight's night school. Griffin, what did Fitzroy feel like walking into the school? What was he thinking?
There was a certain amount of out of placeness that he felt. He is excited. It is something of a dream fulfilled, but it is also the fear that you're going to fuck that dream up and that you are not worthy of it.
Firbolg, Argo, Fitzroy is clearly in pain. Althea has run back to her tent and you are left to care for your friend. What do you do to try to keep him with you?
I'm going to do an Arcana check. 13 plus 3, 16.
So you know that this has all the indications of some sort of psychic curse. Something is happening in his brain. He is going through perhaps a nightmare.
Argo's going to talk to him. Hey, Fitz, we know you're in there. Just want you to know that me and the Firbolg, we've got your back. When you come back, your old buddy Firbolg and your old buddy Argo are going to be right here with you, and we're going to help you through all this.
Now, we haven't used it in a while, but in this homebrew game, there is a check I created called support. And you, as a sidekick, can support your hero or villain. So I want you to make a support roll, and that would be plus charisma.
That is a 7. So a 9. 9 with the 2.
Fitzroy, you are standing there feeling alone, feeling completely separated from your other students. I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 0 plus 0. Oh, 14 total.
Fitzroy, you've been at Clyde Knight's night school for a while now. Behind your back, they call you teacher's pet and kiss ass.
I think he is desperate to make something of himself and sees Clyde Knight's night school as the way of doing that. So while I don't think he used to be a fairly antisocial guy, but I think that he decides that that is sort of a part of himself that he has to shed if it means, succeeding at this school and becoming a knight.
Firbolg, Argo, Fitzroy is not looking good. He is clenching his jaw. You've never seen your friend in this kind of pain before. What are you thinking about right now?
I feel kind of helpless. My mental is not my strongest suit.
I leave the tent to go look for Calhain.
And while he's gone, Argo reaches into his pocket and pulls out the copy of The Adventures of Larry the Lime and starts reading out of the book.
Argo, make another support roll for me.
Okay. 13 plus 2, 15.
Even though you feel separated from the classmates and you haven't made a lot of friends, you don't feel as alone anymore, Fitzroy. Make another wisdom saving throw for me with advantage.
That is a flat 13, a 5. So we're going to take that well, let me think. Yeah, the 13.
Firbolg, you reach his tent, and he is nowhere to be seen, but make an investigation roll for me.
That is a 15 plus 0.
You find amongst his possessions, and this is buried deep down, this looks like it's really magical. It is a magic mirror. You know that these magic mirrors, these are two-way communication devices.
What do I see on the other end?
Well, if you want to activate it, you are going to have to make a Arcana check because they are locked.
Do it, swordfish. Hack this shit.
Swordfish got a 13 plus 3.
So you are able to activate it. Now, the screen is obscured, but you can make out the voice. Calhain, do you have it? Calhain, what's the matter? What's wrong? Make a deception check for me.
with
deception check.
With triple disadvantage.
Yeah.
16 plus 1, 17.
Calhain, don't bother me again unless you have it. And the mirror clicks off. Roll a perception check for me.
5 plus 7.
It is the voice of Hieronymus Wiggenstaff.
No other clues about where dipshit might be, right?
You are able to find that as well as the front entrance to the tent, there is also a back entrance.
Okay. So he headed out as soon as we left.
Correct.
I'm going to go to the apple.
You make your way as close as you can, being careful because you know that the magical wards are still in place. Everything seems to be about the same. Nothing has changed. Roll a perception check for me.
3.
Well, I will remind you that, yes, there is the physical world that one might perceive and investigate.
Ooh.
But there is also the magical world.
Yeah, we tried to detect magic.
Well, now you get a whiff of something else. The scent is now so clear to you that what you are sensing is powerful, illusory magic.
Illusory? Coming from just like all around me?
Correct.
Aw, you piece of shit.
Fitzroy, you are standing in front of a room filled with your peers. The class is magical theory. This is, by far, the class that you are worst at. That you just have 0 magical ability. You are sweating and your stomach is swirling. In the briefest of seconds, everything changes. Your magic breaks loose, transforming Sylvia into a slimy bottom feeder. Visible lightning bolts arc from wall sconce to rafter and back. The assistant professor quickly steps forward and draws the magic through her body and grounds it. And with a wave, Sylvia is returned to her normal self. What do you see in her eyes?
Fear.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel simultaneously crushed, but also there is a part of me that I don't feel great about that feels great about that.
Argo, Fitzroy is barely responding and shows little signs of life. What do you do?
He continues reading. Because Argo knows about Fitzroy's past. Argo keeps reading. Larry told Quella that it doesn't matter what other produce thinks of them. Quella is a good berry, and Larry is proud to be friends with Quella.
Argo, roll a support roll for me.
16 plus 2.
Fitzroy, even in this, perhaps the darkest moment of your life you've ever experienced, you feel warm. Maybe your life isn't over. Make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
10, and that is a 19.
Firbolg, you now find yourself looking around the field, trying to make sense of this feeling of illusory magic you now find yourself in the middle of. What do you do?
I'm going to do a check against the illusion.
Give me an intelligence check.
That is a 16 plus 0.
The overwhelming feeling of it is that it is centered on the tree, centered specifically on the apple, but that there are also 2 flickering zones of it. The 2 centaurs of each camp watching the tree because they don't trust the other.
They're illusory?
It would seem so.
I'm going to try to walk up and take the apple and just see what fucking happens. I know it's not going to happen. I'm just going to try to take this fucking apple.
You move forward towards the tree. You're careful as you approach where you know the first magical tripwire to be, but as you cross it, nothing happens. You move forward, your hand outstretched. You raise it to grab the apple, and it closes on nothing.
Motherfucker.
Some quick announcements, because I've been forgetting to do those here on this podcast since I took it back over. We got a bunch of new merch over at the McElroys merch squad, including a new pin of the month, which is my mug from the Mabim Bam TV show, saying that I also won a sword. And also, fans of TAZ will recognize You Hear That, Babe, We're Legends, which we did put on a t-shirt. And a portion of the profits from both of those are going to benefit the Trevor Project, which does incredible work. And we're so proud to be able to support them. We have a bunch of stuff on there that, honestly, we haven't mentioned on this show before. So go check it out. If you go to McElroy.family, you can see links to all of our merch. And also you can get a ticket for the recently announced live Mabim Bam, which we're doing virtually via computers on June 25th. Why don't you go ahead and get a ticket to that? Sawbones is going to open. It's going to be a real fun time. Yeah, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the episode, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.
As the illusion fades, the apple is gone. The sentinel on the side of the centaurs of the valley is gone. And the sentinel on the side of the centaur of the woods is a charred corpse.
Is it still smoking?
This is very recent.
I have to get to the other camp.
You head over to the centaurs of the valley.
The apple is gone.
They look to the tree and see that what you're saying is true. And you see Rhodes the Ranger step forward.
Rhodes, Fitzroy is dying. He is cursed.
Okay, what?
We are headed towards F territory.
Yeah.
You must help me track.
Track what? Track the apple?
No, we will track Calhain, a wizard who needs to help a friend of mine.
Let's hunt. Fitzroy, it's time to open your eyes. You sit in a comfortable, richly upholstered wingback chair. Standing in front of you is a 9-foot-tall person. Their eyes are pure white. They wear the finest clothing you have ever seen. They smile at you. Their gaze becomes off-putting. Sir Fitzroy Maplecourt.
Are you part of the fever dream or something else? I am so tired.
And they wave their hand. And you are not tired. You feel completely revitalized. I have been looking forward to this moment for a while now. You are in my home. I have gone by many names, but I think the one I most identify with is Chaos. I knew you were worthy. I knew you had potential. Firbolg, you and Rhodes are back at the tree now. She is searching the tree for any indications, and there is one. You can see a footprint on the trunk, and then from there, she begins to track. Argo, your friend has gone very still now. What do you feel?
He's extremely worried, but feels kind of helpless. Look, I know you're in there. I know all about you. I know that, you're not really the fancy lad that you put on. You come from kind of lowly stock. I know this because I was investigating you. I never did anything to hurt you. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you. And I mean what I'm saying. And you're a good dude. You're my friend, and I believe in you. And I think that no matter what you failed at before or what you did, you're a good guy, and I'm your friend. My friend, don't let your failure dictate what you're going to be. That doesn't define you. When you fail at something, the only way it defines you is if you give up, and you haven't given up. You got to fight whatever this crap is that is eating away at you, that's in your head. Look, we can't do this without you.
Fitzroy, Chaos is now sitting across from you. How are you enjoying the magic?
It's all right. I'm not especially great at it. And so now I have these random powers that I can't quite control.
And you see them wince for a second when you use the word control. Control? Why would you want to control them? Let them run wild. I gave it to you so that you could be uncontrollable.
What do you suggest I do?
Do you want power? Do you want respect? If you want to do something, Fitzroy, you need only act.
I kinda do.
Yes. Then what are you doing trying to control yourself? Act. Firbolg. Rhodes is on the trail now. She's moving faster and faster. And you realize that she has led you back to your own tent.
Why are we here?
This is where the trail has led. It's the trail from the apple.
I'm going to investigate in our tent. 19.
That investigation, you're not able to find Calhain, you're not able to find the apple, but you do realize that your pack is missing. Rhodes is able to pick back up on the trail.
Let's keep after him.
The trail continues, and so do you. Fitzroy, it has been a brief moment since last either of you spoke. What are you feeling right now in this moment?
I think he feels that same kind of disappointment again that he felt sitting outside of the office where he overheard he was going to be expelled. He realizes that what Chaos is offering him is another door to fame, to being remembered, that is closed because he is not interested in hurting people. And I think that decision came a lot slower than he would be comfortable admitting.
Argo, Fitzroy is almost completely still now. His breathing so shallow as to be imperceptible.
Okay. Argo leans in real close and says, all right, let's try another approach. If you don't suck it up and come back to us, I'm going to get your stuff and I'm going to wear all your clothes. I'm going to put on your doublets. I'm going to put on all your cloaks and your hats, and I'm going to prance around in. I'm not even going to bathe first. I'm going to put them all on, and I'm going to wear them all over the place. What do you think about that?
Fitzroy, you seem unhappy.
I mean, I've been psychically poisoned. Listen, Chaos, I appreciate the power you've given me, maybe not all of the baggage that comes along with it, but I am not going to be your instrument to use to spread your chaotic influence around the world. I'm not interested in that. So I don't know where that leaves us. That's where I'm at, Chaos. I'm sorry if that disappoints you.
I am disappointed, but not for the reason you think. I was hoping that this would be fun for you. Because you see, I'm not asking you to be my weapon on Nua, because you already are. And suddenly, Fitzroy, you are aware of a new sensation. Since Chaos waved their hand, you have been feeling pleasant. But suddenly, you feel something right above your right collarbone. It feels like you are being prodded by a red-hot poker. You cry out in pain, and just before your eyes slam shut, the last thing you see is Chaos. And you open your eyes again, and you are looking up at Althea Song, and next to her is Argonaut Keen, looking the most relieved you have ever seen him.
If you touch my cloaks, I'll use my magic to explode your head.
Welcome back, Will.
Firbolg, you and Rhodes have continued to follow the trail, and it has led you to Malwyn's tent. What do you do?
I want to do perception to see if I can tell if anybody's in the tent. Great. It's an 8 plus 7.
Oh, okay. You hear voices.
It's interesting. My perception is plus 7. My investigation is plus 0. So it's like I find a clue. I can't make fucking heads or tails. I don't know.
You do hear voices inside the tent, and you hear many voices.
Okay, I flipped the tent over.
Make a strength check for me.
Not my strong suit. I know, it's 18.
That's pretty good.
Plus 2, 20.
Flip that motherfucker.
The Firbolg hulks out.
That shit's unnecessary, and I'm here for it.
The Firbolg lets loose a mighty roar and rips open the front of the tent, flipping it upwards, throwing the whole tent into the air, and faces turn and look at you and Rhodes, Malwyn, Arturus, and Calhain. And Malwyn looks at you. She takes a step back and she says, "How could you have done this?" And Calhain is holding your pack and says, "Arrest them," and throws down your pack, and out falls the magic apple.
Motherfucker.
Fitzroy, you are examining the brand you now have on your right collarbone. It is some sort of ward. And Althea is explaining it to you, though admittedly you are a little bit distracted by the fact that you are now branded. It's an emergency ward. It's a temporary stop for a wide spectrum of curses, but doesn't undo them. And so we have about 6 hours to figure this out. That's assuming that we're able to break the curse before that 6 hours is up, because otherwise you'll be dead.
Listen, I appreciate you saving my life, Althea and Argo, but was there no ink-based sort of, like, maybe even like a henna tattoo solution? When beach season rolls around, do you understand what a mark on my persona this is going to be?
But
I have worked so hard to sculpt this bod. I guess it's thank you. Yes, thank you. Where's Calhain? Because I'm gonna kill him so bad.
Firbolg set out. He went to go find Calhain.
I hope he saved me a cheek. I'm gonna roll a perception check just to see if, like, Firbolg's pretty big. That's an 11 plus 3.
You hear very angry voices. You see Arturus and Malwyn pushing the Firbolg and Rhodes tied up at spear point, and you see stepping up behind them Calhain. He is carrying himself with a bit of swagger now. He is wearing on his right hand a black leather glove with runes sewn into the glove.
We are being held at spear point now?
Correct.
Okay. I put my hands up and grip my teeth and look at Argo and I say, CCO, maybe it's time to communicate?
I know that there's some difference of opinion, but I think, as in all things, good communication is going to solve them. What the hell are you doing to the Firbolg? Why is he all tied up? We have uncovered some serious shit that you're going to want to know about.
Malwyn looks at you with venom in her eyes and says, you conspired with the other students to steal the apple for yourself. We found in your pack the magic apple that has been stolen from the tree. One of ours was killed. One of theirs is missing. No more of your silver tongue.
I flipped the tent.
Yes! That is so good!
In hindsight, it was hasty.
Calhain there, he cursed me, and Calhain has almost certainly been the architect of this entire situation.
Calhain came to tell us while you distracted the crowd so that the Firbolg and Rhodes could kill our sentinel and steal the apple and spirit it back to your tent.
How did we kill him exactly?
Some sort of magical nature spell that crackled his skin.
How were the wards passed by?
You must be working with someone else. And suddenly you see her turn with suspicion towards Arturus. I would never. They have stolen the apple from me as well. And they begin to eye each other warily.
Does everyone seem kind of distracted by the lovers' quarrel that is now happening?
Roll a perception check for me.
Oh, good. 16 plus 3, 19.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as the tension starts to boil, everyone becomes on edge. Everyone's waiting for it to boil over, and they are momentarily distracted.
I mean, I was going to sort of try to slyly nudge the two of you to let you know, like, we're going to have a very limited window of opportunity to do some shit. I start very quietly humming the Thundermen LLC theme song.
And how does that go? You, Fitzroy, cue them that something is about to happen.
Yeah, they don't have to wait very long. I kind of grimace and I clap my hands together and cast Thunder Wave. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out of me. Each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw.
So since he had cued us with ahead of time, would we have advantage?
Yes. Argo and the Firbolg for sure have advantage on this saving throw.
Okay. 14 plus 1, 15.
15 saves.
My first one was a 4. This is a 17.
Saves. Yeah, my DC is a 14.
Calhain is the only one who saved. So what happens?
2d8 thunder damage, and on a successful save, they take half as much. And my two compatriots take 3. But more importantly, everyone except for Calhain, Argo, and the Firbolg are pushed 10 feet away.
Argo or Firbolg, who goes next? And we're going to say that these next two things are going to happen simultaneously anyway, so it really doesn't matter who goes next.
Sure.
Right. Where's the apple?
It is in the pack that Calhain is holding.
Does Firbolg have a way to get out of his bonds?
Sure. I got a fucking way of getting out of my bonds.
Then I think Argo is going to use the sling to plunk him in the noggin with a ball bearing.
Give me an attack with the sling.
It's 23.
That definitely hits. Roll damage for me.
That is a 3. 1d4 plus 4. So it does 7.
He did not see this coming. Definitely is distracted for a moment.
Does he drop the bag?
No.
Firbolg.
I am going to use wild shape to transform into a bloodhawk.
What's a bloodhawk?
Sounds metal as fuck.
Yeah, dude. The bonds that you were in slip off your little birdie feet, and now you are a bloodhawk. Roll initiative.
All right.
Fuck, I was really hoping that wouldn't be the thing you were going to say.
I rolled a 14 plus a 6.
A dirty 20.
Dirty.
I got a 15.
19 plus 2, 21.
I have made the centaurs one kind of group. Up first is the Firbolg. Now, to paint a picture for you, at this point, Malwyn and Arturus are pushed back from Calhain. So the closest one to you is Calhain. Althea got pushed back from them, and then the rest of the centaurs are kind of surrounding you in a larger circle.
My goal as the Bloodhawk, I'm trying to
Find worms. Eat
find
those.
worms, catch cool updrafts. I want to try to wrench the bag away from Calhain. I want to latch onto it with my talons and just start pulling.
Do a contested strength check.
Okay, perfect. Ah, damn. 17 minus 2, 15.
Oh, yeah, you beat him. You pull that bag right out of his hands. You are able to get out of his reach, but you are not swiftly darting around the way you were before.
I flew away as far as I could.
And up next is Argonaut Keen.
And how far away am I from him?
You are about 10 feet away from him.
Okay. I want to cut his hand off.
Jesus.
The gloved hand with the ruined glove.
Make an
so
attack
is
roll.
that just a basic attack?
Correct.
That is a 13 plus 3. That's 16.
You make a solid swipe. It is hanging loose now.
Oh, God.
You do not completely sever it.
Swings Florence in like an arc, whacks through the wrist, cutting it most of the way, and then uses disengage to pull the blade out and dance back nimbly.
Roll damage for me.
That is a 4 plus 4, 8.
When you make this connection, Fitzroy, you feel better. And then up next is Malwyn. Malwyn is going to draw her bow and aim for the Bloodhawk carrying the bag.
Fucking best of luck, dude. You can't get me. I'm a hawk.
But she rolls like shit.
Told you. It's the incredible power of the hawk.
Now up next is Calhain. He is pretty pissed. Everybody, all three of you actually make a dex saving throw as I'm looking at this spell.
That is an 18 plus 7. That's 25.
13 plus 2, so 15.
I got 11 plus 2, 13, but I have advantage on dex saving throws against things I can see. Oh, and that's an 18 plus 2, dirty 20.
So all three of you save. You take half damage, so you each take 17 points of fire damage as a fireball ignites the area in which you were standing.
I am looking very bad.
And up next is Griffin.
Please call me Fitzroy while we're playing.
Calhain's tent is aflame.
Cool. So, is there a badass Sephiroth sort of effect as I walk towards him, sort of slowly?
Oh, absolutely. Totally.
Okay, great. Yeah, I just kind of walk up to him, grab onto his loose wrist,
Yep.
and as a bonus action, I rage.
Uh-huh.
And I want to show him the power that I'm drawing from, because I think he will recognize the face of it. So yes, my wild surge, I rolled a 6. Arcane energy taps into the minds of those around you. Each creature within 30 feet of you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or you see a glimpse of the creature's thought. I'm really, I guess, only interested in Calhain. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
That is a fail. So you see in this briefest moment, he was tasked with stealing the first apple to start a war, and then he was tasked with stealing the second apple, but then he took the initiative and cursed you with the plan to frame the Thundermen. The glove he was wearing is ruined for a curse, and it is the hand that you bonesed.
Yeah, I knew
and
it.
his hand is the conduit, the glove is the catalyst, and to break the curse, the hand and glove need to be destroyed.
Yeah, sure. For my action, I look at him and just really try and show him all the sort of chaos I can muster in this moment. I say, you have failed me, Calhain. And I try to rip his arm off.
Make a contested strength check, but he has disadvantage.
And the excellent news is when I'm raging, I get advantage on strength checks.
Well, he rolled a nat 20, but also a 3.
Yeah, I rolled. But it's funny. Life is like that sometimes, because I also rolled a critical failure, but I also rolled a 15.
A look of pure terror crosses his face as you rip his hand loose from his body.
You fucking idiot. I fucking pranked. Curse me? In my house? This is my podcast. You come into my house and curse me? Do I feel better now that I have sort of gotten that part of his body off him?
You do feel better. It needs to be destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Everyone stops for a moment. They see this raging barbarian standing over someone that they would have considered a powerful wizard. And as you look across the eyes of these centaurs, you see the same fear of power that you saw in the eyes of Sylvia Knight. And everyone falls back a step, afraid of you.
That's right. This could be a hoof, too.
And they all recoil. You are splattered with blood as Calhain sits at your feet, weeping, holding the stump of his arm. And everyone takes another step back.
I lean down to Calhain and I say, typically this is the part of the mystery where the bad guy sort of confesses everything that they've done. And so if you could project, because I believe I've scared everybody quite a fair distance away from us.
Roll one more intimidation check with advantage.
Anything we can do to help?
I think Thundermen LLC sort of striking a group tableau could be also a very powerful sort of topping to this severed hand cake that I'm baking up for him.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to do that as well, Firbolg?
I'm a hawk, baby. The problems of the terrestrial world have they've grown increasingly less interesting to me.
Can I hold up my falconry glove that I'm wearing and just sort of offer it to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll land on that. We do have one sort of pressing issue, and it's the bag that I'm assuming is on fire.
The Bloodhawk swoops in and drops the flaming bag at your feet and lands upon your glove. And then what do, Argo?
Create water.
You create water as you pose defiantly. The steam rises. Smoke pours around Fitzroy as he looms in the face of Calhain. And Calhain says, almost in a whisper, "It was me."
You're going to have to be louder than that, huh?
It was me. I stole the apple.
And
I framed them, and I stole the first apple too.
And
I cursed Fitzroy. Please don't hurt me anymore.
So, yep, there you have it, y'all. Tried to tell you. I guess mission accomplished. Sorry about the thunder, but play stupid games, get stupid prizes, you know? I want to make a beeline to Althea if the centaurs will allow it.
As you move, the centaurs move away from you.
So this is the thing that cursed me. What do we do with it?
It just needs to be destroyed. The hand needs to be destroyed as well.
I walk over to the tent that's on fire. Chuck the hand and glove into it.
A flash of green fire for a moment, and then acrid smoke rises from where you tossed it. And you feel as if a weight has been lifted from you, and now you just feel tired.
Oh, yeah. I think the adrenaline rush is probably worn off at this point. Now that I'm not holding a hand, I address the crowd and I say, we are here on a mission to bring the two herds together. And all we've been trying to do since we got here is get your two respective leaders in a room with each other to just talk it out. And I am wondering, in light of everything that has happened, if maybe we can prioritize that meeting for, like, right now.
And Malwyn says, yes. And so then Malwyn and Arturus move to the tent.
There's no reason for us to hide anything anymore, except for maybe that we really would like to take one of them their apples.
So you relay this information to them, the conversation you had with the spirit of the Scarlet Woods.
Then I'd like to do a persuasion check. That is a 19.
What are you attempting to persuade?
So here's what I'm thinking. I think that the sacrifice that the spirit needs is for one of you to sacrifice leadership. Let's face it. I mean, you could still do both of the activities with an apple. You could cut it in half, read the seeds, and then burn the two halves. It at least seems to me. But one of you needs to make the sacrifice of being in charge.
And Arcturus turns and says, I am not willing to give up leadership. And Malwyn says, I feel the same.
I ask Calhain, so where's the second apple? The other one?
It's hidden in the camp of the centaurs of the valley.
Okay. Can someone fetch that?
And Diana returns with it. So now both apples are present.
This division between the two of your herds is not especially healthy. And I pick up one of the apples and I take a bite out of it.
They both react in shock.
I spit the bite out on the ground and drop just like disrespectfully as possible, drop that apple. Okay, now there is one apple. You can either go to war and kill each other over it, or you can finally talk your whole thing over and find a way to govern your herd, maybe together. By the way, it wasn't even that good. It was pretty mealy, if I'm being honest, and a bit bitter.
They begin talks. They begin negotiations. It is not a brief conversation. The conversation goes long into the night, and you, Fitzroy, are down for the count. You sleep harder than you've ever slept in your life. Argo has been standing by your bedside, Firbolg guarding the door.
I change back into Firbolg.
I look up at Argo and say, Argo, I heard what you said to me in some far-off, distant part of my consciousness while I was suffering from the curse. We obviously have a lot to talk about, but I just have one thing to say to you right now, Argo. Tell me you picked up the pieces of the apple that I took a bite out of.
Of course I did. I got them in my pocket.
And I take the apple and I cast Mending on it. Repairs a single break or tear in an object that I touch, such as a broken chain link, two halves of a broken key, or apple. It says here key or apple. That's funny. You mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage.
You have yourself a fixed, whole, perfect apple.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, this ought to keep the teacher... Oh, God! My body hurts so bad. Every bone hurts so bad.
As you exit the tent, you are met by Arcturus and Malwyn standing together. Malwyn says there has been a lot of progress. And Arcturus says the future of the centaurs of the valley has become a lot more certain with the assistance of the centaurs of the woods.
Forgive my question, but what of the love you shared? Is there any hope of this?
They smile at each other, and Malwyn says, yes, I think so.
Extra credit.
Calhain is brought before you in chains, and they have said that you can meet with him one last time because, of course, you have questions.
So I throw open the flap of the tent and I stride over to Calhain and I pull out the mirror and I activate it.
Tell them.
Tell them what?
Tell them that you have failed.
Calhain, do you have it? I had it, and then I cursed Fitzroy.
You what?
I cursed Fitzroy as a distraction. I was discovered, and they got back both apples.
I see.
Are they listening now?
We are.
Well, this is going to move the timeline up a bit. And Calhain begins to shake violently. Black ooze pours out of his tear ducts and his nostrils. He seems like he's drowning, and then his body falls over and is still. And the voice in the mirror says, I suppose I'll see the three of you back at school soon. And the mirror clicks off.
I fear we may have detention.
I need to go pick up my Invisalign retainer, but they're only open till 2.
Damn
Anywho,
it.
Yeah, and then they won't be open again until Thursday. Okay.
Is that thing you just said in the show or not in the show?
No, it's cut.
Oh, darn. Okay. I had a really good joke.
Okay.
Can I just tell you guys my joke?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you can just remember it. I think that if you have to stop playing D&D to go pick up your retainer, you actually regain your virginity. You're a new.
Oh, Trav, you should leave that in. That's a funny slam.